So you're saying you are, just to put into context, the question is that you're a direct-to-consumer brand, you're an e-commerce brand, you're selling to consumers. A wholesaler, you approach a wholesaler or they approach you.
I think there are people who are starting to
Yeah.
approach you and saying, oh, we really like to stock your product.
Yeah, which in some respects you go, oh my God, this is amazingly great volume. The considerations are obviously the practical realities of stock. That do you need to do this? Are you running out of stock? What's going to happen to your stock, stock levels? Secondly, and probably most importantly, is the pricing architecture. And if that changes, because most of the time they're going to want a wholesaler margin. So you got to figure out, have I got the margin to do so? That is a consideration. And are they going to mess up the price? That's probably the biggest one, isn't it?
So I think you've got to be very careful who you
structure.
take on. And if you can, sell to people who are like outside of online. So if you've got like a big store in London or something like that, that's great because they don't necessarily sell a lot online. They're just people footfall and it's going to work for you.
Yeah.
What you don't want is because if you're spending a lot of money on meta ads and driving the brand, and then people are then coming onto Google and typing your brand and then start buying off that wholesaler and you get half the amount of money from it, that's not ideal. So you really want to protect that. And there are wholesalers who you say, well, you can buy from us but you're not allowed to bid on our brand name. That's one of the caveats to stocking our brand.
Over the years I have seen brands get this wrong, and it's taken years to unravel. The mess of the trade. And the worst particular example was somebody that sold to a buying group. So they got approached by a buying group. They were selling, like aftermarket car related accessory stuff, like webcam, dash cams and stuff. And they were selling to, some wholesale brands that were well respected and they were fine. There wasn't really an online, but then they sold to a buying group, and that buying group sold to all the third parties on eBay and Amazon.